Now, I'm not expecting many people to join me because I don't actually know what time it is because I'm using my phone and it's not going to tell me the time. But I'm guessing it's around 11 o'clock on a Friday morning? So, yeah, I have no idea how many people are going to join me. At the moment, there's none of you. Hopefully that will change soon, but I know that there's probably quite a few of you who are asleep right now because I do have quite a few viewers over in the US. But hopefully someone will be around. Oh, there's one person. I don't know who you are, but hello. I hope this is not going to be like the most boring live stream ever. Basically, the reason why I am doing this today is I have had such a busy week and I just haven't had much opportunity to film, and because I am generally uploading on a Friday and a Sunday, I thought I don't really have much content for today. I've just filmed Sunday's video, so I need to edit that, and oh my goodness, did I go wrong about 1,000,000 times. Hi Seema! Yay, we have people. That's great. I went wrong so many times, so I have so much footage to go through and edit at some point, and I thought it's been a while since I've done a live stream, so I thought I would do one. I have a much better setup than what I had last time, and I have a proper like iPhone holder thing, and I've had to put my phone on charge, so I've had to position things a little bit strange, but yeah, I think we're actually good. So there's 3 of you, I think, that are watching. That's awesome. What are you guys up to? Whereabouts are you as well? I'll be really curious to find out whereabouts you are in the world. So let me know. Oh, now 4. Yay! I never quite know how these live streams are going to go. I think the last one I did, there was probably only about 10 or 11 of us, but it was really nice. This time, however, if you joined me for the last one, my little boy is at preschool, which is another reason why I'm doing it a bit of a strange time of the day. I was going to save it for this afternoon, but my little boy would be at home, and when I tried to do my last live stream, it just turned into a bit of a nightmare, bless him, because he just wants to get involved. So, oh, there's 5 of you now. Hi! Let me know who you are, unless, of course, I suppose you want to be incognito or something. That's also fine. Hi, Julie! Hello! I don't know if there's much of a delay in between when you say something and I respond, but... Hi, Amy! Oh, 7. Awesome. So what are you guys up to? Who is ready for Christmas? I definitely am not. It's nearly the end of November and basically... Oh, hang on. Hi, Anne. That's so nice. Hi, Gaynor. Oh, I'm recognising some names. This is so awesome. I love it. It's snowing. Oh, Julie, I am so jealous. I watched the weather this morning and I saw that Scotland was getting snow, and my little boy was like, oh, it's snowing. And I was like, not down here, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your little boy, Amy. I'm kind of waiting for my little boy to not be very well because there seems to be a lot of things going around at the moment, as well as chicken pox. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, or if it does, I hope the timing is good because it could be really bad. But yeah, Christmas, totally not ready for that at all. It's the 1st of December a week today, is it? And I'm going to be doing my daily advent calendar unboxings, which I can't believe it's actually here almost already. It's going to be a really busy month, so I should be way more prepared than I am right now. I'm not terrified at all. Ah, Julie, that's lovely. I hope you have a lovely Christmas. Oh, hello, Tweet Cat. It's been a while, I think, isn't it, since I did a live. They don't get watched by a lot of people, but I was kind of feeling like I wanted to do one, and the timing seemed quite good. And I didn't really have anything else for today anyway, so it seemed like a good plan all round. So feel free to ask me any questions if there's anything you want to know and I'm in a position to answer it, then ask away, that's no problem at all. I don't think it's going to be a massively long live chat because my little boy only does a half day on a Friday at preschool and I need to eat something before I pick him up as well. So I don't know, probably around 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. We'll see how it goes, I guess. But yeah, it's all go at the moment and I actually can't wait to start doing my daily unboxings. It's going to be so much fun. I remember really enjoying it last year. Any tips on how to use a ring light? I have one and need... see, I don't actually have any lighting yet, Julie. I could really do with some. I've got a massive like French door thing behind the camera and this is where I'm usually positioned, as you probably know, in most of my videos. This is the kind of backgroundy area that I do. So I try and rely on natural lighting as much as I can, which is a pain, particularly this time of year. It's so hard and I get really frustrated when I can't film in the morning or it's cloudy or something. No worries at all, you can watch it later. The video will be there later and I'll also add timestamps to it as well. So if it is a bit long and you can't be bothered to watch the whole thing, then you can just skip to the bit that you want to hear, I suppose. But yeah, I really want to get some lighting, so I can't really give you any tips because I'm also faced with the same issues as well. It's really frustrating. I do still try and use natural lighting as much as possible because I think it's the best kind of lighting that you can use, but it is so hard. I'm really, really struggling with it this time of year. So I could do with getting something, but it's just a case of getting it. No, Gaynor, I don't know who's won the watch. So if anyone watching this, and I know there's not that many of you, but if anyone has watched the anyone has won the Yode watch, let me know because I have no idea. I'm going to have to send them an email or something and find out because not many people watched that video. So I'm guessing an even smaller proportion probably entered the competition. I wouldn't have thought it was everybody. So the chances of winning were probably really quite high. So I'm really excited to find out who it was. And I'm hoping it's going to be a name that I know because I do still try and respond to every single comment that I get. That's still definitely manageable for me. It does take me a little while. I don't manage to do it straight away, especially if it's the first part of the week when I'm at work, but I do always get there eventually. So I feel like with the people who kind of regularly comment, I'm getting to know your names and stuff, so it's really nice. But what's everyone up to today? Have you got any nice plans for the weekend? I think we are probably going to go to one of the National Trust properties that they've got around this area because they've done this kind of outdoor lit garden thing where the pictures are absolutely amazing. They have done lots of different bright colours and stuff and I think my little boy is going to love it. What sort of camera do I use for filming? Right now I'm on my iPhone, so I don't know what the quality is like, but for when I first started out on YouTube I used to use, what's it called? The Nikon D5100, and that served me well for quite some time, but I used to be really frustrated in the fact that I couldn't get it to autofocus. It did autofocus, but it was so unbelievably noisy. So I did a ton of research. I basically wanted a camera that was much smaller, that I could chuck in my bag and sort of go around and do some vloggy stuff with it as well, because people were wanting me to do that, but also still hopefully use the same camera for when I'm doing my videos at home. And after doing a lot of research, and I mean a lot, and watching a lot of videos comparing this camera to other ones, I actually went for the very YouTubey famous, what's it called again? It's gone out of my head. The Canon G7X Mark II, which I know a lot of YouTubers use, and it's a fantastic camera. It's got, shall I just go pick it up actually? Where did I put it? Hang on a second, I will get it and I will show it to you, and I will attempt not to flash my bum at the same time. Did I manage to do that gracefully? I hope I did. This is what it looks like. So you can see that it's actually really small. It's quite weighty though, but what I like about it is it's got this flip up here. So if I'm ever looking up, then that'll be why, because I've been distracted. Hi Amy, yes, I do plan to do some other kind of unboxing in the new year, probably not with Latest in Beauty. I actually feel like doing a mystery one, so, which is strange because I got into Latest in Beauty originally because I liked the fact that you could choose all your products, but I think I've got to the point now where I'm more accepting of mystery in my life. So I'm up for some suggestions, so if you guys have got any recommendations of beauty boxes, let me know. I'm really tempted by the cohorted one. I've been tempted by that one a long time, just purely because of the high-end products that are in the box, but it's quite expensive. So I'm not sure, I think it's around £35 a month. So if anyone's got any recommendations of beauty boxes, I feel like I'm slouching a bit, so I'm just going to try and lift the camera up a bit more because I've got the iPhone on charge, because last time I remember doing a live stream. Hi Alexandra! I know that name, I recognise that name, yay! The last live stream I did, I remember it absolutely killed my battery, so you're plugged in right now. But iPhone cables, unless you buy the big one, they are so short, aren't they? So it's all a bit precarious at the moment. Oh, bless you, it's 3:30 AM. I did wonder how many people were going to be able to see this, because I know... Hi, Joe! I know that a lot of people, or not a lot, that sounds ridiculous. I know that quite a few of my viewers are across the pond, like in the US and Canada, so I appreciate the fact that it is the middle of the night, but I had a window of opportunity. I had a new iPhone mount thingy to try out, and I just sort of went for it really. But I was just telling, I can't remember who I was telling, someone asked me what camera I was using, and this is the one that I use. So for every video, other than this one, because you're currently on my phone, every video of mine that I do that isn't on my phone will be using this. So if I'm ever sort of sat in this setting where I'm doing one of my typical videos, it will be using this one. I think the battery's still in here. Yeah. So, oh, look. Oh, you can't really, can you see that? Probably not. But yeah, it's a fantastic camera, really compact, quite weighty, good quality. You may have asked this before, are you doing any beauty advent calendars this year? This is how, I can't believe you've been around that long. That's awesome. I do have my beauty advent calendar. I almost brought it out with me, and I was going to do like a, wahey, this is what I've chosen, but I don't know. I might still do that. I'm not sure, because I am keeping it as a surprise at the moment. Last year I had the M&S beauty advent calendar, which I know has been insanely popular again this year, and I was quite tempted, but a lot of the products were quite similar to last year, so I haven't got that one. Bit of a spoiler. Yeah, I've done a lot of research and I'm pretty happy with my choice, I think. I know what's in it, but I've pretty much forgotten most of what's in there, so... But it's a really, really popular one. It was a really popular one last year as well. I'm just going to bend this way and just grab a drink. I've just literally finished filming Sunday's video, and now I'm doing a live stream, so I feel like all I've done is probably talk for, well, the longest I've probably spoken in one go all week. Which one's that again, Gaynor? Is that the one, like the purples and blues and silver with the drawers that you pull out? I've forgotten the names of all of them. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. Yes, it's a good one, isn't it? So, should we change the subject? Is anyone watching I'm a Celebrity? Does anyone even know what I'm talking about? Yeah, my poker face is absolutely rubbish. Alexandra, so are you saying yes, you're watching I'm a Celebrity? Because is that something that's around the world now, or is that still specific to the UK? I don't know. It's kind of got a bit tired, I think. When I first started, every year I kind of feel like it's a bit of a tradition to watch it as you're getting ready for Christmas, a little bit like watching Strictly Come Dancing. And I wasn't all that excited. Okay, hi Finland. So the concept of I'm a Celebrity, yeah, I don't really watch it all in the evening because they're so long. The episodes, the shows are so long. It's just too much. But the concept of I'm a Celebrity is there's a group of celebrities, although that's a bit tenuous because a lot of them I've not really heard of, and they fly them out to Australia, to the jungle, and they are in there for, is it like 2 weeks or something? And they face these things called bush tucker trials, which are pretty horrible. They've also been really controversial in the past as well, by people saying that because they use a lot of animals and bugs and stuff in the trials, that it's not fair and you shouldn't be using live animals, which I can totally understand the argument for, you know, essentially for our entertainment. But it's really interesting to see these celebrities kind of laid bare, and amazingly this year there was actually a YouTuber put into the jungle, Jack Maynard. I'd personally never heard of him before. I think he had around 1 million subscribers or something, and I was really hoping he was going to do well because he seemed like the most normal one of the lot. They generally go for, there's usually like a politician, a sports person, a bit of a old pop has-been or something. It's your typical reality TV kind of mixture of people. And he felt like a really interesting choice because obviously there are massive people on YouTube that get watched by lots and lots of people. Obviously you've got the likes of Zoella, and I don't even know how many subscribers she's got now, but it's loads. Just 1 minute. Oh no, croup is nasty. There are some horrible coughs going around here as well at the moment. I don't think my little boy has ever had it, but he's certainly had a really horrible cough recently, so you have my sympathies. But yeah, in terms of I'm a Celebrity, it's just all a bit nuts really, and I think the format has become maybe a little bit tired because it's been around for such a long time and it hasn't really changed. The two presenters, certainly in the UK version, like I said, I don't... Oh no, there are other versions actually, aren't there? Because I remember watching a behind the scenes once, and I think after the UK has done their show, I'm sure there's another country that go in and use the same set, because although it's a jungle, it is essentially a set. But it's presented by the very much loved and adored Anton Deck, who I have personally kind of grown up with on TV, so they'll always have a special place in my heart. But they're such an amazing duo, and I'm so glad that Ant was able to actually go on it this year, because I know there were a few question marks on whether he would, and it would have been so weird if he hadn't have been there, because they are like just the perfect partnership. Yeah, I'm with you too, Gaynor. It's a struggle to watch it. spiders, I think I would have the biggest problem with. They tend to throw every kind of critter you can imagine at the celebrities in all sorts of different scenarios. And I don't have a massive issue with spiders. I think I've got a little bit better with them, but I think I could cope with anything else. Snakes I'd be fine with. Yeah, I think you learn a lot about yourself, and it does help you potentially overcome your fears, I suppose. That's what a lot of celebrities end up saying. They go in being, one person, and because they're in for quite a while, it's quite difficult for them to keep up any kind of facade on this is how I want to appear, because you do get to a point where they're all going to break at some point, provided they stay in there for long enough, and you actually get to see the real them, because with all these different trials they have to do, they're also trying to get food from winning these trials. So if they don't do very well, they can basically end up getting very hungry, and that's when obviously you get their real kind of raw emotions come out, I suppose, because not having food is going to do that to you. But yeah, going back to Jack Maynard, the YouTuber, he's actually left the jungle, which I really thought he had a good chance to win it. So I'm a bit gutted about that. And I don't know if you guys know the reasoning around why he went, but I think it's a shame because he is quite young. And as much as people are saying, it's all basically to do with stuff that he said, he tweeted when he was younger. I get the fact that when you've said something and it's out there on social media, you can't take it back, it's there forever. But I think he was like 15 when he said some things, and I'm not sure what he said. I've not actually seen the tweets or anything myself, but I think it's very difficult to judge someone when they've said something silly, and he's apparently apologised for it all before. So I think if that is the reason why he's out, I think that's a bit ridiculous. But anyway, enough about I'm a celebrity. Has anyone ever watched ASMR videos? I'm really curious. I asked on Facebook the other day and I had absolutely no responses. So I don't know whether people just didn't know what I was on about, had never heard of it before, or they're just not into it. But I have really got back into ASMR videos recently. I particularly watch or more listen to them when I'm going to sleep. You're curious. Oh, and you love it? Fantastic. I love it too. And I know it's not for everyone. And I know it's really weird. And I'm not the best person to try and explain what an ASMR video is, because I only stumbled across them, gosh, it was probably about 18 months ago or something. And I don't even know how I found them. Is that a channel name? ESP Gentle, or is that a description? Because I find that with ASMR, and I can't even remember what it stands for, it's all to do with doing certain things, and this is going to be so hard to describe, but sometimes you can be triggered, and I'm aware how this is going to sound to someone who doesn't know what I'm on about, by certain things that you see on the screen or certain sounds that you hear, and there's pretty much an ASMR video for anyone. And the more I found out about it and the more videos I watched, the more I just thought, this is completely amazing. I absolutely love it. And I don't 100% know what my triggers are, and just to explain what it actually makes the body do is it promotes relaxation. So a lot of people will watch them if you suffer from insomnia or if you're stressed. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Yeah, I still don't 100% sure what it means, but it's something that happens in the body when you're triggered by watching certain things or hearing certain things. And for me personally, because they say you get the tingles when you're being triggered, and I know how strange this sounds, but when I get it in the back of my head, like literally the size of my hand, in the back of my head, and the whole back of my head tingles, and it just, I don't know, it feels really relaxing, and it's really peculiar though. It's one of these weirdy body things that I don't fully understand, but I am totally on board with it. I love it. And if you ever look up ASMR on YouTube, there are so many videos, and some videos out there are ones where they'll take you through lots and lots and lots of different things that could possibly trigger you. Oh, that's interesting. So you get a different response. You get goosebumps and it makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah, I don't really get that. That's really interesting that you get a different kind of response. I suppose everyone's a bit different. But yeah, there are some, I think one of the first videos I watched was where they did lots and lots of different things, obviously quite gradually, and then you could work out whether you thought that they were going to work for you, because I think some people just don't respond to ASMR videos at all, regardless of what's going on, which I think is a bit of a shame, really. But I really like the ones where I'm not necessarily bothered about what's going on screen. I tend to prefer the ones where it's all about the audio, and I've got my headphones in and I'm in bed and I'm just relaxing, and I really like the whispering ones. They're just so relaxing. And I discovered someone the other day, because obviously I am a very innocent person. I didn't realise another direction that ASMR videos go in, but I discovered an Irish guy called, his channel name is Gale Force, as in Gael Force, and yeah, prepare yourself. Gentle whispering. I've heard of, and Whispers Red. Yeah, I've heard of both of those. I think I've watched both of them. But Gale Force's videos, I don't think he does any where he's actually on screen. I think he's got a bit of a mystery about himself. He just puts like different images on screen to look at, but I'm not really bothered about that. I just love listening to his voice. He has got the sexiest voice. Well, no, maybe not the sexiest. There's probably better ones out there, but his accent, oh my goodness. And I originally stumbled across one of his just regular ASMR videos, I suppose. And then I just kind of fell down this rabbit hole of like, oh, okay, it's getting interesting. Yeah, he's done some interesting content, put it that way. Obviously not all of it can go on YouTube, but he does have a Patreon site, I think it is. And yeah, he's pretty good at what he does. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, I think. But if you're into ASMR and you're into more of the whispering side of it, and you're into accents, particularly an Irish accent, I would recommend Gale. He is good. Has anyone got any questions? God, I feel like I've just been talking constantly for a couple of hours, which I suppose in reality is what I have actually been doing. Yeah, I love all sorts of accents, but oh, an Irish accent is nice. Oh, what were you using previously? What face powder were you using before? Because I've got a couple of favourites at the moment, actually, and spoiler alert, although you'd probably be able to work this out from the date anyway, what I just filmed before doing this live stream is my best and worst of beauty for the month, and I mentioned a powder in that. So what was your favourite powder before? What's been discontinued? Because I know that there are some really different ones out there, because I know mineral-y ones can look nice at first, but then they can go like really oily and horrible. I don't really get on with mineral powder foundations, although I do actually have a couple to test in my makeup drawer. I was working out the other day, I think I've still got about 7 or 8 foundations that you guys haven't even seen yet. I know, it's bad. Not all of them are full size. I've got a couple of full sizes, a few samples, but decent ones. But the full sizes I've got are, most of them are from Tarte, I think, actually, from when they've done that offer where you can choose so many full size things. Oh, have you spoken to me about this brand before? Because someone definitely has. Okay. The powder that I'm really liking at the moment, and I don't think... No, I've put it back in my bedroom again. I was really liking Coty Airspun, as you guys probably know. It's fantastically affordable. You get like 60 grams of product, which is just bonkers. But it's quite heavily perfumed, and I don't know, I get a bit funny about loose powder sometimes. It makes me a bit paranoid about where it's flying and stuff. Like, am I breathing it in? Is it doing bad things to my body? So I recently used the It's Cosmetics Celebration Foundation, which is technically, it's more of a heavy duty powder. It's more of a foundation. I've got it on today, although the video quality of the iPhone probably isn't all that great. But I've been really, really liking that one, actually. It doesn't accentuate any dry bits. It doesn't make me oily at all, which is that just does not happen. And it's lovely. The only thing is, I'm not sure how long it's going to last. That's the only thing that I'm a bit worried about, because it's just a 9 gram kind of compact, which is nothing at the end of the day. But what I've been doing, because of that reason, I guess, is I've been layering it on top of other foundations, like liquid foundations, because it also takes a long time to apply as well, which is a bit of a pain in the bum when you're in a hurry in the morning. So what I've been doing is putting a much, much lighter layer of liquid foundation on, just to kind of knock most things out, and then using the It's Cosmetics Celebration Foundation in light, I think it is, that I've got, which is a pretty perfect match for me, and just kind of dusting that over the top. And because of the fact that it is a bit more of a heavy duty foundation, it amps up the coverage that little bit more, but it also just locks everything in place for the longest time. And I've been, I wear makeup for on a work day, I think it's about 12 hours, 13 hours or something, and it doesn't accentuate any dryness. It's really good. So I've been really liking that one. Yeah, I've heard that the Laura Mercier one is really good. I don't think I've tried the Maybelline one though, so I'll have to give that one a go, because I'm always up for trying different powders and stuff, because as much as I like the It Cosmetics one, I'm like, oh, it's probably quite pricey to buy normally, because I picked it up as part of that today's special value, so it didn't feel quite so spendy at the time. But yeah, other than that, the Coty one is really good. It's just the fragrance that is something to kind of get past, because it is really strong. Question for you guys is there any kind of content that I'm not doing, either not doing at all, or that you don't think I'm doing enough of, so you'd like to see more of it? Have you got any kind of suggestions of things that you'd like to see? Because I've usually got my regular stuff that I do, but I'm just curious now that I'm kind of thinking about 2018 and what kind of stuff I want to be doing. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know. God, I'm so thirsty. It's all this talking. Oh, wow, that's amazing. I'm just going to see if I can bring that comment back up again, just so I can read it again. So you're doing a degree in digital marketing and you need to do a YouTube video. Wow. They actually want you to make, wow, okay, that's not much pressure at all, is it? The best advice I could give you, and anyone else wanting to start this crazy thing of YouTube, you know, whether it's a one-off or not, is to completely be yourself. And I know that's a mega cliche, because every video you've probably ever seen on this topic, on the topic of how to start YouTube, that kind of thing, they always say to be yourself. But I've been doing this for, oh my goodness, 18 months, maybe longer. I can't remember when my 2-year anniversary is. And yes, I think it is really important to be yourself, because even when I watch videos from like last year sometimes, so it's not that long ago, it's so cringeworthy. And it's not because I'm not being me, I am being me, but it does take you a while to kind of relax into just having the confidence, I suppose, to be yourself, because I think particularly with the world of video that I produce, and this is probably similar for other people who maybe do all story time videos or whatever, I don't know, but if you watch a lot of other content, it's really hard not to be influenced by how they come across, what their personalities are. I think there are certain stereotypes that go along with different types of videos as well. Like, generally speaking, within the beauty community, it's usually a pretty swishy background, not a coffee table and a fireplace. Well, I do have some flowers, I suppose. Amy, I will remember that question. I will answer it in just a second. But definitely being yourself, you'll come across so much better. And I suppose that's the only thing that I can think of really for making your first ever YouTube video. Because in terms of your setup and your tech or whatever, I mean, I'm on my iPhone right now. Lots of people use iPhones, so I don't think that is so much of an issue. It's just really about the person. And if there's anyone watching this who is interested in starting in YouTube, and I know that quite a lot of the time, people who watch YouTube, there is that temptation. That's how I started off. I watched a lot of content and I was like, I want to be part of it too. And warning, it's addictive when you start and then you start interacting with people and stuff. You can't really imagine stopping. But definitely be yourself and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Oh, thank you. This is basically all I really managed to throw together, because especially now that I'm working, I feel like I have even less time to fit everything in. It's absolutely crazy. But to answer the question from, who was it? It was Amy, wasn't it? What does your husband and family think about you doing YouTube? I'm not 100% sure, but from my husband's point of view, it does frustrate him sometimes, because it can take over quite a bit. It can dominate what spare time I do have, and he's very supportive of it. And we did just recently celebrate our 5th wedding anniversary, and in my card he actually wrote about how proud of me he was for juggling everything, obviously being a mum, working as well, and doing this. So that meant a lot, because sometimes you feel as though, does anyone actually kind of realise how much I'm doing? Ah, thank you guys. But yeah, I can totally see it from his point of view, because like I said, it is an addictive thing. It's really hard, and when I'm not filming, I'm researching something, I'm watching stuff, I'm looking online for swatches. I suppose it depends on what kind of content you do, because if you do just stories or whatever, then chances are, I don't know, I'm making a bit of a judgment here, but you could just sit down, film your thing, and then kind of it be done, whereas I feel like I do quite a bit of research for mine, but that could be the case for other people too. And then of course there's the editing as well, and like I said a little bit earlier on in this live stream, I've just filmed my best and worst of beauty, and I feel like I went wrong about 1 million times, because I'm not in the same habits that I was before I was working, where I used to film more regularly, so I found it a lot easier to put the camera down and just start talking and it would come out okay. Because there are longer gaps between me filming most of the time, I find it a bit harder to get into my stride again, and it's like, oh, I'm not looking forward to editing that later. It's going to take forever. So when you watch that video on Sunday, fingers crossed, it will actually be okay. So yeah, he's very supportive, but he does get frustrated sometimes, which I can totally understand because it can dominate, you know, my life quite a bit, but obviously that then has an impact on him. In terms of the rest of my family, no one really talks about it. I've never really spoken to anyone about it as such. I did speak to my mum about it in the early days. I think my mum was really worried about me doing it and what I was letting myself in for, and whether there were going to be any weirdos watching or anything like that. And part of me, for that reason, I suppose, still can't believe that I did it. I still can't believe I'm sat here however many videos later still doing it. I don't know, it's really weird. But yeah, we don't really talk about it much anymore. It's just something that I do. And I always feel a bit awkward from my friend's point of view if I'm out with friends and I've got my camera with me, and I feel really awkward about, you know, do they want to be in the videos? Are they going to feel awkward if I take my camera out? So I'm sure I'll probably cross that bridge at some point, and you'll start to see a little bit more of that side of my life. But generally, that's why in a lot of my vlogs and stuff, you'll just see either countryside or me or my little boy or something, because I'm aware of the fact that this is something I have brought on myself, and obviously not everyone is into that. Not everyone else wants to be a part of that, and I can completely understand that and respect that. It's a weird thing to have done to myself, I suppose, really. But at the same time, I don't regret it at all, because I have met, I suppose, in inverted commas, I have met some lovely people. I love chatting to you guys in the comments, and it's just wonderful. I kind of feel like it brings the world together, I suppose, and as cheesy as that sounds, but that is how it feels anyway. I don't think I've missed any questions, have I? Your comments and stuff actually come up on screen, so I can actually bring them back up again just by tapping the screen, just in case you're wondering what I'm doing right now. Hopefully this is not messing with the sound too much. But actually, as I've got my camera here, if you guys would like to appear in, yeah, I suppose I could fit this into my next monthly vlog. Let's see if I can just get a good shot first and actually get it in focus. You're welcome, Gaynor. I hope it was helpful. So you guys are now being filmed, so if you want to say hello, then feel free to say hello. Ah, thank you for the love hearts. I'll put that away now. So yeah, I'll pop that into the vlog, because I think I did that last time I did a live stream anyway, didn't I? So has anyone else got any questions that they want to ask? I think I might do a Q&A at some point as well, because my last Q&A was a while ago. So I might do that in the new year perhaps, because December is going to be busy. I've got so many videos that I want to make just generally, but then obviously I've got my daily unboxing as well, and yeah, it's going to be logistically interesting. What I've already worked out is, because of the fact that obviously I'm working now and the light is going to be rubbish in the evening and I don't actually have any professional lighting, I am going to have to pre-record a couple. I'm going to make as many on the day as possible, because what I liked about doing my unboxing last year is every single one was actually on the day, and that felt really nice, but it's just not going to be achievable this year. Well, kind of. The question, I don't know if you guys get to see each other's comments, but my little boy's birthday party, yeah, it's the 9th of December, which is going to be here very soon, and I've not ordered any decorations yet, so I really need to get on the case. I might do that today, actually, just get some ordered. But we're going for a rainbow theme, so I want to get lots of different bright coloured streamers and balloons and all sorts, and just make it look as happy and as bright as possible, I suppose, really. But in terms of the actual party, yeah, I've still got a lot to do. It's not good. I'll sort it somehow, but yeah, it's... Yeah, he loves rainbows. He just loves bright colours. I think one thing being a mum to a little boy has, oh, thank you, made me realise is boys' clothes are rubbish, generally speaking. It's really hard to find nice, bright coloured boys' clothes, and he loves bright colours. I love bright colours too. Hell, if I could go to work or just go about my daily life wearing rainbow colours, then I would, but I'm not sure how that would fly with work, to be honest with you. But yeah, I was trying to find him a green coat recently, and every single boy's coat that is green was like really dark, sludgy, kind of khaki green. I managed to find him one in the end, but unfortunately it was very expensive. It was from Bowden, if you're familiar with the brand. I did manage to get a bit of money off. I can't remember how much it was now, but yeah, I'm actually quite relieved, Amy, that I don't have a girl, because girls' clothes is just also cute and amazing, and I look at all the girl stuff and I think, wow, I could spend a fortune, and then you look at the boys' stuff and it's just all so drab. If I was in a position to, I would totally come out with a boys' clothing line just for boys, because I feel as though they just don't, they don't get it really very fair, because I know the gender argument and stuff, and arguably boys can wear girls' clothes and vice versa, but it depends on what you're into, really. Yeah, Hannah, it's so frustrating, isn't it? But generally speaking, when you go into a shop and you look at the girls' clothes, there's tons of it, and then you look at the boys' clothes and there's hardly anything. So already you're starting out not on an equal footing, and then the boys' clothes are just all rubbish, and they're just really boring and drab, and there just doesn't seem to be the same care put into it, really. So, oh, and also, I think it's much easier, and it's not really a case of being socially acceptable. I think, I don't know, it's a bit of a tricky argument to get into, but I think it's much easier for girls to wear boys' clothes than vice versa. And that isn't necessarily about some kind of weirdy gender thing. It's just about the fact of how girls' clothes are designed and how they look. And boys' clothes, the bright ones that are there, do tend to be more of a kind of crossover thing. I do quite like Jules, the range that she did with Mothercare. A lot of that is quite gender neutral, lots of bright colours and things. But yeah, I do think boys get a tough time of it, really. It's not fair. Yeah, I was exactly the same, Amy. I was a complete tomboy, and I still am, really. Yeah, Bowden are quite good for codes. If it wasn't for the fact that I'd managed to pick up a code for his coat, then I would have cried. Although, to be fair, it's a really good quality one. So even though it still worked out quite expensive, including the discount, it was still amazing. And Jules is a really nice brand as well. You're absolutely right. Jules clothing is really nice. But it tends to be, most of the nice ones where there is a bit more variety are the pricier brands. So more affordable brands, you need to get on this. You need to come out with some better boys' clothes. Definitely. Oh, legs are starting to go to sleep. I have got my work Christmas do coming up. Has anyone else got Christmas do's coming up that they're actually quite terrified about? I'm really looking forward to it. It's not until the 16th of December, but I need to find something to wear, and it's Black Friday today, so I did manage to order a dress earlier on that I'm really hoping is going to be okay, but I'm not really much of a dress person, not like formal stuff. So quite nervous about that, which then means I also now need some shoes as well, which is a bit of a pain. But originally the event was supposed to be, well, it's in a nice hotel, sit-down meal, but it wasn't supposed to be like amazingly formal, I don't think. And they recently changed it to a black tie event. So I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, it's really, really hard, I think. As much as it's hard for boys with like wearing clothes when they're younger and all the rubbish colours and stuff, I also think men miss out when it comes to like formal occasions as well, because it's just kind of a suit really, unless they wanted to go down the kilt route, I suppose. But then at least for a man, they can just kind of grab whatever and they're going to look fabulous. I mean, most men look amazing in suits anyway, but particularly black tie, fantastic. Whereas with women, we've got this whole other world of pressure of what colour thing are we going to wear? How fancy are we going to go with it? It's really hard. So I've gone for like, I'm saying this like I'm going to be keeping it. It'll probably turn up and I'll hate it and I'll send it back because I don't buy clothes like this very often, but it's a very long dress in kind of like a petrol-y greeny blue colour. It's got a crossover front to it and it's got kind of fussy lacy bits like cap sleeves. It's really pretty, but yeah, we shall see. I'm not sure what footwear I'm going to wear. That's the other issue, because I just can't really do massive heels. I've never really been a heel kind of person, and when there have been other Christmas do's and I've put them on and thought they look amazing and then you were instantly regretting it, you know? Yeah, it's really pretty. There are lots of beautiful dresses out there and there are some amazing deals on at the moment. I actually managed to pick that dress up half price, so I'm really hoping it's okay because the website had 50% off everything. Sparkly. I did see some really nice sparkly dresses, and my wedding dress is actually quite sparkly and glam in that respect, but I remember it kind of irritating my arms, like this sort of area where my arm would rub against it, so I thought, yeah, maybe let's not go with a sparkly route, unless I suppose it had longer sleeves or something. But I did see another dress that looked beautiful, really long flowy red one. Quite fancied the idea of a red dress. Yeah, I probably need to practice and walk around in heels a bit more, but I need to buy some now for this do, because I don't actually think I have got any kind of glamorous footwear at all, because it's been such a long time since I have needed anything, because I don't really go out like that in the evening. My clubbing days are well and truly over. I'm all about comfort now, so someone needs to invent a pair of beautiful shoes that look fabulous, you know, heels or whatever, but are just mega comfortable like trainers. That would be amazing. I'm intrigued by these red shoes. I'd love to see them. I don't have much of a weakness for shoes and bags. They seem like a good idea, and then I just can't really be bothered with any of it. I just stick to my usual comfy stuff, but because I've got this event coming up, I do definitely have to get something, because if this dress does work out to be really nice, I can't really wear... What have I got that I would normally wear? Yeah, just generally boots at the moment, really. I'm not sure if that would look very good. I'm not sure how to do my hair either, because I have my hair like this all the time, pretty much at work. It's feeling ridiculously soft at the moment. I've been using New Wash again for about a week and I've noticed the difference. It feels just gorgeous. But anyway, we're not talking about that at the moment. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what to do with my hair. I quite fancied putting it up somehow, but don't know. Oh, thank you so much, Amy. It's behaving today, actually, which is quite nice. It's feeling fabulous. I recently had it cut and coloured again. Thank you. Yeah, it's feeling really good, actually, and I think that's been helped by the fact that it's had a nice cut. I had it cut on, it was last Saturday, and I've had it coloured as well. Not all over, just mainly the roots where all the greys are growing through. Yay. But yeah, I'm really digging my hair today. I'm really happy with it. So the day after I had it cut and coloured, I thought it's perfect timing to start New Wash again, really, start from scratch. What do I use? Okay, so in terms of washing and conditioning, it is just New Wash. And then in terms of the actual styling products, what did I use on it today? I used Redken's, oh, what's it called? It's one of their curly products. It's in a green round bottle. Oh, wow. So is your hair still quite short then, is it, Gaynor? That's amazing. Just read your comment again. How much money did you raise for Macmillan? That's amazing. Yeah, Redken Curvaceous Ringlet, I think is what it's called. It's in like a green round thing. So I did some of that. And then on top of that, I used Bouclem's Curl Gel, which is just fabulous. It's I've got a big litre bottle. It's massive. I can get my hands on screen. There we go. And I've got about that much of it left. So I don't know if they've got a Black Friday deal today. I'll have to check, but I definitely want to get some more of that. It's lasted a long time, but then it was a ridiculously massive bottle. But it's a lovely curl gel. So if you've got hair similar to mine, it's really nice. But I appreciate not many people really wear their hair curly. But yeah, I'm really happy with my curls today. They kind of feel like I've got nothing in my hair at all. It doesn't feel like I've got any product in it. It just feels soft and divined and gorgeous. Wow, Gaynor, that is amazing. £2,000. Wow, so you went from having hair down to your bum and then you shaved it all off for charity, but it's actually at bob length now. That's really impressive growth. I'm not sure if my hair would grow that quickly. Oh, Emma, I'm really happy that you've got hair similar to mine because I feel like I just never see people with curly hair, really. Everyone straightens it. They don't wear it curly. But yeah, absolutely, the Bouclem Curl Gel is fabulous. It's very liquidy, very runny, and it gives your hair a really nice amount of slip. It's really easy to put through your hair. Weirdly, and I very rarely experience this with any curly hair products or hair products in general, it doesn't leave any residue on your hands. So your hands don't feel sticky at all. I still wash them afterwards anyway, but it's really strange. I don't know how they've managed that, but they have. But yeah, I feel like I'm having a really good curl hair day today. I air dried it for a little bit as well, but that wasn't actually planned. That was because we basically ran out of time this morning whilst I was running out the door to take the little one to preschool, and I thought I'm just going to have to go out with wet hair. But I did plop it for a bit first, and I don't know if you're familiar with the curly hair process of plopping your hair, but I would recommend that as well, because it's a really gentle way of just helping dry your hair. So plopped it, a bit of air drying, and then I just finished it off with the diffuser, and I'm actually really, really happy with how it's looking. It's looking fabulous, even if I do say so myself. Yeah, it does sound like your hair has grown really fast, Gaynor. Oh, yes, you rock your grey hair. I think it comes to a point where it's definitely best to embrace it because it suits your skin tone. My mum went through that. She used to colour her hair for the longest time, and it got to the point where it just wasn't suiting her complexion, and I convinced her to just let it, you know, wash out, grow out or whatever, and grey hair really suits her now. It just goes with her complexion so much better. What? I missed something, didn't I? Alexandra, yes, it was a big hassle. And the problem is, as voluminous as my hair might look quite now, I'm losing the power of speech, guys. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to carry on for. As much as it looks quite voluminous, I don't actually have that much hair. And I'm finding that when I straighten it or use a round brush or whatever, it's even more noticeable what little I have got here. I've had hairdressers say to me in the past, "Ooh, haven't you got thick hair?" I really haven't. There's not actually that much of it at all. I mean, that's half of what I've got here, and it just bundles into like nothing. I think that's why I quite often shake my hair like this just to try and make it look like I've got a bit more than I actually have. So I love the idea of round brushing my hair and trying to practice and getting it the way that I want it, but I am struggling, not only because it's a blooming hassle to do, it's hard, but also because there's just not actually that much there. So I'll keep trying though. And I've missed a couple of comments. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I prefer it curly too. I love the idea, and I don't think I would necessarily do it for the event that I've got coming up with work, but I just love the idea of having my hair look really different and a bit like, I suppose, like, would it be the right era to say like 1940s Hollywood glam, where it's all kind of, and I'm kind of imagining Jessica Rabbit's hair, if you know who I mean. That kind of like wavy, sleek, fabulous, amazing. And my old hairdresser, who was, well, old, I've had quite a few. I don't have the best luck with hairdressers. He actually blow dried my hair like that once. I was convinced it wasn't possible, and it looked amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it is possible. I just need to figure out how. Unfortunately, I walked out the door and it rained and it was all over. But hey ho, what have I missed? Emma. Okay, it's plopping, as in P-L-O-P, which doesn't make it sound very good at all. But I would recommend this actually, whether you have curly hair or straight hair. And what plopping is I'm sure probably a lot of you watching this will know that if you use a regular towel on your hair, again, whether it's curly, straight, whatever, it's not good for your hair because it's too rough and it messes with your hair and makes it quite frizzy. So a lot of people recommend like microfiber or cotton, so like t-shirt material. And what plopping is basically, the way I do it is I've put all my hair products and stuff in and I've kind of scrunched it to the point that I'm quite happy with it. And then I've got a big t-shirt. It's actually one of my husband's that I've stolen. Never mind. But it's quite a big t-shirt. And I lay it down on the floor or on the bed. And I've got to think about this now. So I've got it so that the arms are at the top, like the furthest away from me. And then the bottom of it is the closest to me. And I put my head upside down and I just shake all my hair into like the middle of the t-shirt. I'll probably have to do a video on this, I think. Although there are lots of videos out there, but people have asked to see my hair care routine lots. So I am planning on doing that at some point. But I think the term plopping comes from the fact that you plop your hair into this t-shirt, and then what is the bottom of the t-shirt goes around here and you just cross it over at the back. So you're still upside down at this point. It sounds really fiddly, but honestly it isn't. So you've brought it around to the back And then the rest of the t-shirt, you grab the arms and you pull it over, and then you just tie the arms together. And what it does is it allows your hair to dry really gently. I suppose some people leave it on their hair until it is literally dry. I personally don't do that. I like to just take as much of the edge off the wetness that I can. But what's great about doing that, because it's all secure, what I then tend to do is I do my makeup. So it's a fantastic way to speed up drying your hair, especially if you've got curly hair, because it's not messing with the curl pattern that you've kind of scrunched. But there are some really great videos on YouTube showing you how to actually do it, and I'd never heard of it before. But if you don't necessarily want to go down the whole having to do the plopping thing, then definitely using an old t-shirt just to dry your hair is much kinder for your hair than using a regular towel. And I feel like I've missed stuff. Yeah, I can imagine the freedom of not having to colour your hair must feel fabulous. I know I will get to the point at some point, but because my skin tone, I can still get away with the darker colours and stuff. I will continue for as long as possible, I think. But I can imagine the freedom must be absolutely fabulous. Wow, Emma, that is a long time to straighten your hair. So do you never wear it curly then? Because I don't think I could do that. It would just drive me absolutely nuts. Everybody hates wash day though, I think, don't they? It's a pain. Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. Plopping was a whole new concept to me, but since discovering the technique, oh goodness, a while ago now, probably 8 months ago or something, that is pretty much how I always dry my hair on a wash day, because once I've put all my styling products and stuff in and I've scrunched it, but again, you know, this can apply for if you're not having to do that. Say you've put some serum in or something to stop it from being frizzy, you can just pop it into the t-shirt and then you pin it up out the way. You're not needing any extra things or anything to put it in your hair because you've got the arms of the t-shirt to tie it together. And there are a few different techniques of how to tie it, so there are loads of videos out there. But the way that I do it is literally the bottom of the t-shirt goes around here, I tuck it over at the back, and then the arms just come round and it ties. And I know that probably sounds a bit strange to imagine, but it does work. And then I just get on with getting ready, and then by the time I finish putting my makeup on, my hair is that little bit drier that it just cuts down on, I suppose, one, how much heat damage I'm doing to my hair, and two, how long it's actually taking to then dry it, because this didn't take very long to dry at all, although I did run out the door and it was air drying for about 10 minutes after I did that. Oh, I see what you mean. So that's probably why you're not straightening it, because it takes so long. That makes sense. Yeah, I just could not be doing with that. That's a commitment, isn't it? So yay for curlies. Fantastic. But yeah, try it. Have a look at there are some great videos on YouTube of how to plop where people actually demonstrate it for you. And every time I say that word, it just sounds a bit ridiculous. But yeah, it's a fantastic technique. I am not sure how much longer my throat is going to last because I'm feeling really dry and I'm drinking, but it's not really making much difference. Are you saying that the Cantu products weren't great? Yeah, I went on a bit of a whirlwind with Cantu products and I bought a load, and then I realised that a lot of them I didn't really like. And I have, in my bedroom, I've got like this chest of drawers, which you may well have seen because I've mentioned these a few times, but I've got like my hair care drawer of shame in the top, which is just like hair care graveyard stuff that I'm not really touching, and a lot of the Cantu stuff is in there. And every now and again I'll pick it up and I'll think, oh, I'll just try it again just to see if I can make it work for me. And then I just think no, and I'll pick up my Bouclem stuff instead because I just much prefer it. But yeah, under my hair care drawer of shame, I've got my makeup drawer of shame, and not everything fits in there. Then I've got my skincare drawer of shame, which I'm thinking of doing a video on at some point actually, just to go through what I've got and I suppose have a bit of a declutter actually. It does need to be decluttered because if ever I've had like a beauty box or whatever, then the skincare stuff gets put in there and it's got to the point where I'm not even sure what's in there anymore. So yeah, I need to go through that. But I think I am probably going to wrap this up now, guys, because I'm not sure what time it is. Can I see the clock from here? No, I can't. Do I have a post office box where I can receive mail? I have been asked this a few times actually, and I don't at the moment. I'd like to have one maybe in the future because if brands send me stuff, then they send it to my home, and I think I'd much rather, excuse me, just separate it and have it somewhere else. But it's actually really expensive. If you go down the Royal Mail route, then it's like, is it really? Okay, I really need to stop because I have not eaten yet and I'm picking up my little boy from preschool at 1 o'clock. I've talked too much because that never happens. What was I talking about? I've totally forgotten. Oh yeah, P.O. Box. Yeah, if you go down the Royal Mail route, I'm sure it's like £25 a month, which I just think is a bit excessive, really. There are other companies who will do it a lot cheaper, but then I'm kind of thinking, why is it cheaper? So I need to look into it a bit more. I would like to because I have had quite a few people ask if I do. So I don't know, watch this space. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up now because I've been talking for a bit longer than I'd planned. And thank you, Gaynor. It was lovely speaking to you too. I need to throw some lunch in my face and then I need to pick up my little boy from preschool. So I'm really happy that some of you were able to join me, and I'm really sorry if you were asleep when this was happening because the chances of that were pretty high, really. But this was my little window of opportunity. So this video will be going up to the channel after I've finished. I think it goes up straight away. I will add timestamps to it just so that you can jump around to whichever bits you want to listen to, but that will take me a little while to sort that out because I'll need to rewatch all of this. Lucky me. Anyway, I hope you're all fabulous. It was so lovely to chat with you all. I hope it was entertaining. And I hope it was you, Alexandra, wasn't it, who wasn't sleeping? Go to sleep, watch some ASMR videos, relax. I send you sleepy vibes. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend, whatever you're getting up to. And I will see you again soon. Bye. Bye.